Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit on down because today we'll be pulling back and unveiling the horrors of hair transplants. Not me though, dude. Look at this hairline.
Oh, you got a good hairline.
All you bald bitches out there. Hey, Jacob! Come here! Don't make me wait.
What's up?
Sit on Dad's lap. You're a big guy. You're looking at me and you're looking at this full head of hair. Now look at what you could become.
Wait.
What happened? What? Why are you hiding? Hey! You son of a bitch! You cut it off! God damn it! Why? Get out! You're fired! Get out of here! I can't believe you cut it!
I had to.
You had the most beautiful set of hair coming, and you ruined it. You bald son of a bitch. Get out of here. Fuck! I ruined my entire fucking month. Everyone wants to like the way they look, except Jacob. Whether it's trying a new hairstyle or updating your wardrobe, there's usually ways to do it. But what about those cursed with bad genes? I'm talking about baldness. Yuck! 2 out of every 3 men experience hair loss to some degree before age 40. And by age 60, hair loss comes for us all. Many will go completely bald. It can be hard to lose your hair, especially when it's such an important part of your look, right? Because of this, many have turned to hair transplants. It may seem like a life-changing opportunity, but if you're not careful, you can be left scarred for life. With the potential financial and physical risks that come with attempting to get your hair transplants, it makes you wonder why people would ever go through with it. And for many, it's very, very simple. Being bald is the worst. Do I have a bald spot on top of my head?
That's just where your hair parts.
Are you sure? Problem is I feel like it comes mostly with good-looking men. Good-looking men, they went through their whole life, getting their dick sucked, balls licked, girl taking her fingernail, rubbing the ridges of his taint, and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Living La Vida Loca, and then those motherfuckers get their hair thinned out real quick. Then they look at it and they start doing this. Us big, fat-ass, beautiful men, balls full of semen from never being touched by a woman. My beautiful lion mane. How foolish you are to give away your seeds so easily, my friend.
What if that is the thing?
I think it has partially to do with semen retention. As if I wasn't just in my fucking bedroom beating it all day.
It's transferring to the woman. They're taking all your fucking hairline again.
I tell you what, too, just to turn around a bit, I've seen some women's hairlines. God damn.
Turn around?
No, I'm saying I've to turn around. Oh. Nick actually physically turned around. I said to turn around. While many people are quick to shave off their remaining hair and embrace their new bald lifestyle, others spend the rest of their lives feeling pretty fucking torn up about it. And on TikTok, you can find people voicing their frustrations about being the town punching bag due to their baldness. For some bald men, being reminded of their baldness is like a mental and physical punch to the gut. Videos can be seen of heated confrontations erupting out in public, either during fast food freakouts or road rage incidents. In the heat of the moment, calling out someone for being bald seems to send these men into chaotic fits of rage.
You need to be removed from the gene pool because you're too fucking stupid to be alive.
Yeah?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
no hair, sweetie. Oh, baby.
Touch me. Fucking touch me. Fucking touch me. Touch me. Fucking touch me. When you flip somebody off, it's assault.
Which I will say, calling a white man bald is the equivalent of the N-word. I will die on that hill. Go up to any like boomer man and be like, whatever, you fat bald bitch. Hey! They'll start shaking. What the fuck did you just say to me? That kind of thing. You can say anything else to him. Anything at all. Call him bald. That shit cuts deep. It's like one of those fucking knives in Dune, whatever. You know what I mean? Piercing through the armor. Because you can say all kinds of things. Ugly ass fucking outfit. They're like, I like this outfit actually. Call him bald though. Ooh. Also, every old bald man, their fucking, like their head, it just wrinkles up. The shape of it, it's like, it looks like Homer's mouth. Dude, just talking to all these bald people fucking gross me out, dude. It's so weird. Ugh. Many people who find themselves losing their hair at a young age take to the internet to lament the fact that it's actually much harder to be bald than people make it out to be. All right, you guys think it's all a joke, but that shit's rough, all right? One poor soul rants about how his family told him women love bald men to help him cope, only for him to realize that he supposedly went from a 7 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10 after shaving the rest off, and women no longer seem to be interested in him. Where he got these numbers is probably somewhere in La La Land in his head. But still, that's his perception, that's his belief, it affects his confidence, he's fucked. He admits to being saddened by his bald head every single day for the past 2 years. Hey, this video is sponsored by Hungry Root. It's officially the busiest time of the year, so don't spend crucial brain power on grocery shopping. Let Hungry Root be your personal shopper so you can focus on buying the important stuff. Hungry Root is your place for high quality food, taking the guesswork out of it, and the bad stuff too. That's because they screen out over 200 different additives, including high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners and preservatives. And they only source the best, grabbing high quality meats and seafood. Hungry Root was awesome because I wanted some vegetables and they said, here's some vegetables and there's no bad stuff on it. It was really cool. If you have any dietary restrictions, Hungry Root has got you covered because Hungry Root tailors items to your needs. And soon it will fill your cart with personalized items that you're sure to love. That's because when you get started, they ask you a question to see what you like to eat and how much you want to spend per week. When I'm stuck at the desk, I'll sometimes reach for snacks that I end up regretting later. But Hungry Root has helped me find healthy alternatives to keep stocked in the fridge so I can keep it healthy while I keep working. From smoothies to salads and everything in between, Hungry Root has got you covered. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box plus a free item in every box for life. Click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use code PAPAMeat. That's 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for the rest of your life at hungryroot.com with code PAPAMeat. Thank you, Hungry Root, for sponsoring the video. Back to the video. Many bald men face ridicule from people, but this discrimination can sometimes bleed into your place of work. Uh-oh. Hey, Jacob! There we go. Come down. For people that don't know, Jacob had a beautiful set of long, silky, straight hair. This is awesome because I'm curious to get a bald man's perspective because my hair is so rich, so full.
It's true.
Come around here. We'll take off the beanie. I got to show you that you're proof that you're bald. Oh, gross. As a bald man, how do you feel about your bald head?
It does make me incredibly sad because, as Hunter said, I used to have very long, straight blonde hair, and especially since by 19, it started to go. So basically over a decade now, I'm just ashamed of myself. And I wear a hat constantly.
If some guy came up and they made fun of you being bald, is that your N-word?
I'd probably be a little traumatized, yeah. It's just unnecessary, you know? I know I'm bald.
It's true. I got eyes. We all got eyes. All right. Thanks a lot, Cue Ball. Shamefully puts his beanie back on and goes back upstairs. Been wearing the same goddamn beanie since he was 12 years old. And the U. A 61-year-old worker named Mark Jones had been working in a sales job for 2 years, and his manager always desired an energetic and youthful team, and at one point directly stating, I don't want a team of bald-headed 50-year-old men. Not bad, all right? When I go into a place I want to feel young, I want to feel spry, right? Going to a place with a bunch of bald, especially bald British guys, oh my God. These guys are, can I help you with something? Fucking, they got the super shiny heads. Motherfuckers probably have to put like turtle wax on their head or something like that. I'm telling you, it's shiny. Have to put on some shades.
Yeah, it's blinding.
Hey, kid, I'll get you a telly, eh? I'll get you stuff a face, eh?
What?
Soon, Mark happened to be put on a performative improvement plan. He was not underperforming, but was apparently being iced out in order to replace him with 2 young, hip new hires. After feeling pressure for some time, he quit, filed a complaint with his employer, and won $86,000. Holy shit! Among the many things that money was meant to cover, one was injury to feelings. Hey, Jacob. I actually think that I like your look, man.
What was that about the money? And
We'll get you a wig. The hatred of bald people came to a head in 2024 when UK court ruled that making comments about a person's scalp can be considered sexual harassment, believing that it inherently relates to gender. Seriously, Jacob, your look is sick, man.
I'm hearing every word.
This became a topic of discussion after a man named Tony Finn accused his boss of sexual harassment after being called a stupid bald cunt. There are rumors that the panel of judges making this decision just so happened to be bald as well. See, it's a big fucking conspiracy, dude. All these fucking bald Illuminati bastards, I'm telling you. But it's not just insults from women that bald men have to worry about. Even some animals are targeting them as well. Over in a small English village, a hormonal hawk began terrorizing the older bald men that lived there over the course of several weeks. One 75-year-old man named Jim Hewitt was left with his head bloodied after being dive bombed by the bird, leaving him and the other bald residents forced to wear bike helmets when they left the house. That is awesome, dude. I'll go out with your helmet, all right? Eventually, the hawk was lured into someone's shed and captured. But it doesn't stop there. In the most extreme cases, bald men are literally being hunted down. In Mozambique, a series of ritual attacks in 2017 led to the police publicly warning the bald population this was due to a superstition supposedly spread around by witch doctors, giving credence to the cultural belief that the heads of bald men contain gold. Hey Jake, can I get you to come down here real quick? Can you grab a hammer also real quick too? Because of this, 3 bald men were killed in a single week. What? It was said that one victim was dismembered, Supposedly to use the organs for a ritual by the doctor to bring wealth to the client.
After the first one, you'd see there is no gold.
Or what if they think that someone already grabbed the gold? That it's gone. Or that the bald bastards spend the gold themselves. It's no wonder that bald people are afraid or ashamed of the way they look. Thankfully, people have been trying to solve this problem for quite some time. And let me tell you, still in this day and age, there's not a final solution. Can we associate bald people with demonic forces?
Yes.
That's what I think. There's a lot of solutions in the market that claim to cure male baldness, but many of them are either ridiculous or even more demoralizing than just being bald. In the 90s, a revolutionary spray-on hair product called GLH hit the market. It came in every hair color and could be applied in a matter of minutes. It worked by spraying small coated particles that grabbed onto existing hair, filling out the rest of your scalp. Before this, men had to use Topic, which was essentially the same thing, but you had to sprinkle a bunch of small fibers on your head. You basically had to be a fucking chia plant. Today, the pour-on fiber is still a super popular option and has dramatically improved. Science has gotten there, but not far enough. Now, you can go to barber shops where they'll shine your big fucking bald head and apply an adhesive that allows the fibers to stick so you don't have to reapply them all the time. Another popular option is toupees, which these are essentially small wigs that fit perfectly over bald spots.
I've seen ones where it's little kids who are bald,
That's sad.
and the guy makes them, I think he makes them for free.
If I was the kid, I'd be like, Mom, you need to fucking pay for this. I'm a bald kid. I'm not a fucking monster. All right?
Luckily, the guy I saw, he's also bald, because he does this. The kids are all sad and crying, and he leans over and he lifts it up.
Starts screaming.
This is your future.
They're intended for men who still have hair on the side of their heads, but not on top. You got the little cul-de-sac cut. Love a cul-de-sac cut. Jacob shaved his. Hope he burns in hell. Doesn't matter. Though some completely bald men do still use the toupees, but not all of them. Early versions were very primitive and obvious, but today you can hardly tell when somebody is wearing one. Though the realism comes with a hefty price. On average, a toupee can cost between $200 to $400. And if you want a high-end toupee called a hair system, you can expect to pay at least $4,000 for a high-end fucking toupee. That's crazy.
It's a used car right there.
That's a used Camry. That baby's gonna run forever. I don't know about that toupee. If you don't want a simple cosmetic solution and are looking for a more permanent fix, then you can get your hair tattooed on. I never understood this one. There are tattoo artists who specialize in giving people hair tattoos. Instead of simply drawing on hair, they place thousands of tiny dark dots so it looks like a freshly shaved head. Pretty sure Fousey did that.
Oh, really?
It looks bad.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks stupid. For women who are balding around the scalp, they can get tattoos on the roots to make it seem like they were never gone. But like the rest of these treatments, they are not cheap. One woman paid a whopping $25,000 to get her roots tattooed. Many turn away the traditional alternatives because of the cost or ineffectiveness, and this can lead to people searching for more outlandish solutions. For a while, there was a common belief that doing daily handstands would help regrow your hair, which is an awesome thing to think. Well, you should go that way, they come out. That makes sense to me. I'd be like, of course. It's just physics and gravity. Those who practice it believe that pooling blood at the top of your skull would reactivate the follicles and promote hair growth. Another unusual approach emerged in 2003 when scientists discovered that applying hot sauce to bald spots on mice seemingly helped regrow hair. Like how they saw like a bald mouse and they're like, Tapatio. The Tapatio.
You think it was an accident? Like he was eating like a taco?
How about you? They were torturing the mouse. Despite there being no proof that it works on humans, people still applied hot sauce to their chrome domes in just sheer desperation. Which if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Out of all these so far, handstand seems to, I like that one the most. For people that are looking for something a little more permanent, however, it's time to think about getting a hair transplant. Essentially, getting a hair transplant means taking hair grafts from other parts of your body that may have healthy growing hair, your ass, and moving them to the balding areas on your scalp. You take your ass skin and you put it on your scalp, and it works. Depending on the amount of work you need done, the procedure itself can take multiple hours and sometimes multiple sessions to get done. It typically takes a few weeks to recover from a hair transplant, in which you'll rest and avoid drinking, smoking, and high-impact physical activity. Basically just got to completely lay low. While getting a hair transplant can be a godsend for many, it is not without a few strange side effects. You like that photo? One 27-year-old man named Alex Finken received a hair transplant for $17,500, only to wake up the next morning with severe swelling in his head. And I mean, the swelling is crazy. Alex made a TikTok video talking about the experience, and people were shocked to see that his head was shaped like a giant egg. In it, he also explains how the swelling is so bad that he can't see out of his left eye. Another man who faced similar side effects went viral after showing the headband he had to wear to manage the swelling. He compared the shape of his head to both Megamind and Squidward. Those that finally go through with getting the hair transplant find that it helps them regain self-esteem, reduces overall stress, and greatly improves their appearance. Some celebrities like John Cena admit that they were being pressured to get hair transplants after being endlessly bullied about it during their WWE matches. And at one point, the crowd started making chants about it and pulling up signs that read, "I can see your bald spot, Cena." You know what? If I was John Cena, I'd be like, good. I want you to see my bald spot. I'd get a fucking bullseye tattooed on it. Lean into it, dude. Fuck it. As the hair transplant industry begins to grow in popularity, we're starting to see an increase in clinics offering beard transplants as well. Because this is relatively new advancement, it holds some risk, seeing as you can't wear a hat or cover up a botched beard. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you get your beard fucked up, now you're just like a weird fucking freak show. Hair transplants have exploded, and now everyone and their mother wants to get one. And seemingly out of nowhere, the world is now fixated on getting hair transplants. In 2021, the global hair transplant industry was worth $9.3 billion and is projected to reach nearly $50 billion by 2033. This massive boom is spurred by a new phenomenon called medical tourism. Because places around the globe offer cheaper surgeries, it's reported that at least 46% of people are willing to travel to get their hair and other cosmetic surgeries done just because it's so much cheaper. These procedures can be thousands of dollars cheaper. Turkey has become the #1 spot in the world for cheap hair transplants. On average, they cost a couple $1,000s, depending on the amount of grafts you need, and have a 97% success rate. That is fucking crazy. See, but my luck, I'd go there and they'd be like, "You are part of 3%. Oh. It's also a swift process that usually takes 1 day. A man vlogged his entire 3-day journey at a high-end clinic and showed just how streamlined it was. On the first day, you arrive at your hotel. Many hair transplant packages include all-inclusive packages at very nice hotels, so you get a nice big fucking room. I mean, you're pampered like a baby. It's awesome. But the second day is when the magic starts. You show up to the clinic where they look at your head and mark out where the grafts need to go, and then they lay you on a massage table and begin to remove the graft areas. You are then woken up and given lunch before being put back under for the main surgery, which takes 7 to 8 hours. After the surgery, you are given a special pillow to sleep on, some medicine, and you are sent back to your hotel. Day 3, you're expected to go back to the clinic, lotion and wash your grafts. After you're all clean, they briefly put you in low-light laser therapy, transfer you to a hyperbaric chamber for an hour. 3 days, and of course, weeks and weeks, probably months of healing. 6 months later, you'll see like, oh shit, but still. Fucking insane. Leave on a Friday, back at work on Monday with my giant fucking swelled up head. It's awesome. To illustrate just how popular Turkey has become for tourist transplants, videos are beginning to circulate online showing airplane flights filled with bald men coming to and from their procedures. There are literal airplanes full of bald men traveling to get transplants. Beautiful. Look at those bald men all holding hands like they're going to heaven. We're gonna make it. As with any medical procedure, there's always a risk that something will go wrong. And in fact, traveling outside the country has resulted in some nightmare hair transplants. Because there's such a high demand for hair transplants in Turkey, a new black market has taken over the underground and is leaving people maimed. Hair mills, for example, are clinics that perform quick surgeries for dirt cheap that are usually done by regular people and not doctors. They practice cheap surgeries that oftentimes leave the patient scarred and at a high risk for infection due to unhygienic tools and medical malpractice. And in recent news, a person who went to one of these cheap clinics had to be removed from his commercial flight because he wouldn't stop bleeding. Imagine getting kicked off a fucking Southwest flight because you won't stop bleeding from your scalp. Can I just go home? The skin grafts were done poorly, and the pressurized cabin caused her wounds to squeeze blood out from the top of his head. It's brutal, man. Another patient's hair grew super thick and was left with scars after a cheap transplant. The man chose the clinic from Google reviews and paid £2,500 for the surgery, only to be left with the worst looking hair. His doctor reassured him that the thin patches were a part of the early healing process, right? However, months after the surgery, the hair never thickened. Distressed by his hair, he sought out a specialist who told him that his hair might be permanently damaged and that it would take at least 2 more surgeries to correct the medical malpractice. Hey, you think you're gonna go back to the black market and find that motherfucker again? No, he's gone. And he has your money. $2,500, dude. Just save up a little bit. My God. I don't know. It's just one of those things like you've been bald this long, just wait a little longer. Also, probably the longer it goes on and the more readily available it is, the cheaper it'll probably be. Maybe. I don't know. Hair thinning is a common side effect of botched surgeries because the grafts are not put in properly. This is a known thing, yet people still choose to dump their money into cheap clinics and risk their health. It's a shame that this keeps happening because multiple people have claimed that their botched transplants have ruined their lives. 57-year-old Mark Sweeney paid around $4,600 for his head to be left with massive scars and an unnatural hairline. Dude, once again, just like you're saying, double it. If you can you get a professional one done for 10? Just wait.
Yeah, that's weird.
Get a fucking loan if you have to. My God. It affected his life so much that he quit his waitressing job due to being embarrassed by his hairline. Yeah, dude, no one's gonna fucking leave a tip for that ghoul walking around with his thin-ass hair. He's that Red Robin. You guys must have campfire sauce? They're like looking at the Phantom of the Opera. He takes off the mask. His life has now completely changed because he's left depressed and anxious about his appearance. Brutal, man. I fucking feel bad for these guys. A clinic in India called Look Like You Feel also left one of its patients disappointed. He paid $4,700 for a transplant and received 4,700 grafts on his head. $1 a graft. Once the surgery was completed, his hairline was ruined and the donor area was over-harvested, preventing healthy hair growth. The patient reached out to the clinic again asking if there was any way to improve the healing process, and the doctor recommended more medicine, but after the medicine didn't work, and the patient kept asking for help, the doctors blocked his number. Oh, God. One man fumes over the botched transplant he had received from Dr. Brett Bolton, who runs the Great Hair Transplants Clinic in Florida. According to him, he was told he could pay $1 per hair, so he put down $14,000 for 14,000 hairs. This procedure was only 1 to 2 hours long, and he received a fraction of the grafts he paid for. 25% of those incisions, however, were empty and had no grafts placed in them. The doctor even skipped his mid-scalp as well as the crown, despite agreeing to do that beforehand. It turns out that he didn't even employ the standard method of the follicular unit extraction, instead giving him the equivalent of a 1980s hair plug that he renamed Bolton's Bundles. Ugh. In the process, the man claims Bolton left multiple gaps, killing existing hairs, and did permanent damage to his scalp. First off, dude, I would never go to Florida for anything. Okay. Hey, Dr. Bolton.
Yes, sir-eo.
Can you patch up my hair? Bolton bundle it is. I'd be like, no. No, thanks. His further investigation showed that Bolton's social media promotion success stories were typically the same videos being repeated multiple times. He's like, thank God one worked. Thank God one worked. Even worse, he claims that the man doesn't show up as being medically licensed. See, this is also things you gotta do more research. In the comments, another victim of Brett Bolton reveals that he had to cut the nerve in the back of his head during his procedure, making it perpetually numb to this day. His reputation online got so bad that people started labeling him the Bolton Botcher, and people started digging into his history, only to find an article reporting that he was suspended of his medical license after an insane incident that occurred in 2014. Bolton was found to be posting on the website about how he was in fact the son of God. According to the staff members, he was doing strange things like believing he was Jesus Christ, dressing all in white, and asking everybody if God asked them to kill someone, would they do it?
Whoa. Whoa.
Bolton's Bundles. The erratic behavior escalated to the point where he was found violently knocking on a man exiting a bathroom at the 9/11 Memorial Museum in New York. He did so because apparently God told him that the man was a pedophile that needed to be brought to justice. Give that man a clinic. Like I was just like, all right, hair. We're just moving into hair. He started challenging police officers to arrest him, which is exactly what they did. And after this, he ended up in a psychiatric ward for 2 weeks before eventually continuing to run his nightmare of a clinic and ruining the lives of many. Though being bald and doing the hair transplants and all this shit might seem like a dark and despairing road, there's still hope for a cure. In October of this year, scientists at a national Taiwan university made a major breakthrough that could cure baldness in humans. They claimed that fatty acid serum was applied to bald spots on mice and that significant growth was observed 20 days after application. Essentially, the fatty acids irritate the skin, which causes the hair follicles to reactivate after being dormant. Though no large-scale tests have been conducted on humans, they remain optimistic that the study will result in a groundbreaking new product. Other studies showing progress in its early stages come from the University of Virginia School of Medicine, which claims to have identified a leading cause of baldness. In their study, they found that the middle and upper parts of the hair contain stem cells that are necessary for hair growth. The bulb inside the skin is often the first part to die off, but if you can save the upper and middle parts of the hair, there's still a chance of stopping baldness from spreading. So, hey, a little hope on the horizon. To all the people who are bald or on their way to being bald. bald. You have our utmost sympathy. Hopefully, there will be a safer, less expensive alternative that completely solves male baldness in the near future. When it comes to accepting your baldness, what matters most is inner confidence. If you're able to get past the need for having long, flowing, beautiful, gorgeous hair that maybe is curly and is just really healthy and thick and full. If you're able to get past the need of having that, you may just be happier avoiding the potential risks that come with invasive procedures. But that being said, there's nothing wrong with getting a hair transplant, so as long as you do your research, guys. But hey, love yourself and love each other. We will see you in the next one. See you later, bald bitches. Bye-bye.